You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rodriguez for Black and White Sports. Let's talk more about the dumpster fire rolling downhill on a tire fire, known as the Washington Commanders / Redskins. And one of the most professional NFL players we have ever seen in our lifetime. A guy that completely rewrote his narrative as a player, because there was a time when Alex Smith was considered one of the biggest busts in NFL history. I'm a 49ers fan. I remember. Trust me. But then along came Jim Harbaugh, who coached up Alex. He finally got a quality coach that knew some quarterbacking. Well, sort of, except you installed Colin Kaepernick as the starter. I mean, good grief. I don't know. Harbaugh's got a blind spot for Kaepernick. But anyway, the point being, Alex Smith improved a lot under Jim Harbaugh. And then he got to Andy Reid, and Alex Smith rewrote his legacy as a really damn good quality NFL quarterback for about 8 consecutive seasons. Okay, it's rare that you ever see a former number 1 overall pick bust, rewrite their legacy into, when you leave the league, you were considered a good professional quarterback. It just never happens, actually. Well, we know all the drama going on with Washington. We've known, 20 years of nonsense coming out of there. And it's odd that an alleged issue surrounding ticket revenue being withheld from the rest of the NFL may finally be what gets Dan Snyder out the door. Again, allegedly, okay? But that's the story out there, and we're coming out. I'm hearing now that it was a 24-year employee that may have dropped dime on this whole thing in the Congressional Committee. And, of course, as part of the Dan Snyder investigation and the toxic workplace and the cheerleaders and all of that, John Gruden lost his job because of emails between him and Bruce Allen. I still say the NFL went after John. But it's just been one thing after the other. You know, you got a coach that came in there like Mike Shanahan at one time, that had Kyle on that staff. They have a glimpse of success, but even he could not coach the culture out of that place. Well, Alex Smith has come out, and he has hammered the Washington Commanders, the ownership, slammed them for what we all thought. The Commanders' culture, the toxic nature of the Commanders, the Redskins, absolutely seeps into the locker room, onto the field, and causes real issues with the franchise winning games. There's too much noise and there's too much going on. Let's get to this, because Alex Smith, a guy that honestly is not the hot take guy, he's not the controversial guy. So when a guy like Alex Smith comes out and says something like this, you can pretty much take it to the bank. The Commanders are a train wreck. Alex Smith thinks he knows why it's hard to win in Washington. The Washington football franchise, whether they're called the Redskins, the football team, or Commanders, are constantly under the microscope. Their focus of much gossip, many scandals, and constant investigations. And it's for that reason, says retired quarterback Alex Smith, it's hard to win there. Quote, it's tough. I think you've got to try to eliminate the noise there. There's a lot of noise, Smith said on the Rich Eisen show. There's a lot of distractions, that entire organization. Everything surrounding it, and obviously deservingly. It's been flawed the last 20 years. There's a lot of stuff going on there, a lot of distractions, and it makes it difficult to kind of focus in on football. The Commanders have gone 156, 2-12-1 in the regular season and 2-6 in the postseason since Dan Snyder purchased the franchise in 1999. That's putrid. There have been more controversy than success, and that shows no signs of slowing down. But if they wish to turn things around, it has to. Quote, all the stuff there with just the entire organization from ownership down, head coaching, GM, there's been historically a lot of drama. Smith added, it's a big market. Obviously, the capital, there's a lot going on. That organization is a really storied franchise. There's a lot of turmoil and a lot of distractions. So to say that stuff like that going on in the building doesn't infiltrate the locker room or out on the field would be crazy. That's what happens everywhere. I think that's what great organizations eliminate, and the bad ones have a hard time with it. All that noise creeps into the building. Yeah, it does. It does affect the product on the field. It's common to say winning cures all in the NFL, but it's nearly impossible to win when the organization is in a persistent tailspin. And Washington is going to need a lot more than blind luck to steady the ship. Yeah, I mean, point of fact, Snyder's got to go, okay? There's just no way around it. Now, it's odd so many NFL owners have turned a blind eye to this asshole, but they have. Jerry Jones has helped him out, okay? But now that he has possibly taken money out of the pocketbook of fellow owners, that's what's finally going to get him out? Not all this other drama, all this other controversy, all these despicable things that Dan Snyder has been alleged to do. The NFL did an investigation, and frankly, it seemed almost half-assed in some way because Dan Snyder come out smelling like a rose in the investigation. Ridiculous. But it's not like Alex Smith is some guy that peddles hot takes out there all the time. He does not. That's not what Alex Smith does. So when Alex Smith makes a long, very lucid comment about what's wrong with the Redskins, Commanders, and why that organization can't win, it's because of Dan Snyder and all the crap surrounding the organization. Absolutely crazy. But maybe the NFL will hear somebody like Alex Smith talk. You know, he broke his leg for this franchise, for crying out loud. A damn shame. I think they would have maybe won some games. I don't know. But he knows. He saw Harbaugh and the Niners have a lot of success, and they tried to eliminate the noise out there. And Andy Reid and how Andy Reid runs Kansas City. Those organizations won. Okay, the Niners got to the Super Bowl during Harbaugh's legacy. They've kept success going under Shanahan. And then you've had Andy Reid and all the success he's had, whether it was Alex or Patrick Mahomes at quarterback. Not to mention the Eagles. Dan Snyder's got to get out of there or it's hopeless. Now, if you're a Commanders/Redskins fan, you better hope and pray you don't turn around and get a Jimmy Haslam. You know, you need more of a Robert Kraft kind of guy, okay? And I know he's had a couple of things, but really and truly, that Patriots organization's been pretty stable. You just don't want a Haslam in there. Ugh. Tell me what you think, black and white sports fans. Hit subscribe if you're new to the channel. Hit the like button. Peace. We're out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.